So the next thing I want to do is I want to add I want to insert my Facebook conversion tracking code. A lot of people don't actually use it because the Facebook tracking code is not that reliable, but I always use it because it comes in handy when you have to try to dial in an ad to sort of get some of your money back. If you have a losing campaign, you can sometimes look inside the Google reporting tools, and because if you set the tracking pixel from the beginning of your campaign before you do any advertising to it, you'll be able to see how many sales are coming through in Facebook reporting. Now, it's not perfect. It's not going to show you all your sales, but if you could see, like, say, like 50 or 60% of your sales, where are they coming from? Like, I'll go to my ad and I'll dial in and see what age groups are coming from, and then I'll go to my ad and I'll narrow it down to those age groups, and I'll try to get a few more sales to recoup on some of my ad spend. And I do that sometimes to recover from failing campaigns. And also it comes in handy to see where your sales are coming from, right? So I always do it, even though it's not working perfectly with Facebook and Teespring. But I notice it's getting better and better, so definitely do it. Now, one thing I do want to mention here, you'll notice this new feature here, do not show this campaign on Google and other search engines. This comes in handy if you just want to do marketing on Facebook and you don't want people to steal your campaigns and steal your idea. I do it sometimes and sometimes I don't. Like this campaign up here, I didn't bother, but I don't know. You can do it if you want. As soon as you click it, it just does it automatically. So let's go into advanced settings here. And in here, this is where you can set your conversion pixels here. But you also have the option here to drop your goal. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. Let's say you had your goal at like 500 and you're really ambitious and you're thinking you're going to sell 100, but then you're like, you notice that you're, or sorry, 500, you notice you only sell like, I don't know, like 30, and you're like, oh man, maybe I should lower it down. Well, you can come in here and you can lower it down to whatever you want. And it usually takes about a day or so for them to come in here and lower it down for you. You can't lower it down less than 10. And it has to be equal or to the current amount. It has to be at least equal to the current amount sold. So if your goal is like, let's say, 200 or something like that, and you want to lower it down to, and it's right now you have 59 sales. You want to lower it down. You can only lower it down to obviously 59 or lower than that. So. And usually here's a trick. Now this is weird phenomenon with Teespring. I don't know if other guys are experiencing this, but let's say, for example, we promote this shirt, and I only do like, I don't know, 17 sales in like 7 days. So I didn't quite make the goal, and it's almost coming to the end, and like, okay, I want to reduce my goal. So obviously you'd want to set it to 17 and then do the submit your request, right? I'll find, then you know what I'll find is the next day they'll do it. They'll lower it down to 17, and almost every single time, for some weird, strange reason, all of a sudden my number of sales will drop down by 1 or 2. It's almost like someone comes in and gets a refund, and all of a sudden now my goal is lower again, and I can't get them printed. It's really frustrating, and I have to go back and actually request for my goal to come down again, because you can't use this tool more than once. You can only use it once for one campaign. So with that said, let's say at the end of your campaign you have 17 sales. Instead of setting it to 17, set it to 2 sales under, 15. Trust me, you'll thank me. So you don't have to contact them again. I don't know what the phenomenon is, but it's happened almost every time I do it. I lose a sale or two for some reason. I don't know why. It's just a weird thing that happens, and it irritates me. If someone has an answer, please let me know. Anyhow, let's move on to the conversion pixel right here. So what we have to do is we have to enter in a number right here. And this number comes from the conversion tracking manager tool within Facebook. So you have to log into Facebook and create a conversion pixel within Facebook. And then you enter it here. I always create individual pixels for each design, but you can actually, this is for all campaigns. I actually do it for just this particular campaign, but you can create a single conversion pixel for all campaigns if you'd like. This comes in handy if you have a bunch of shirt designs maybe in a single niche, like a whole bunch of NHL shirts or something like that. It might come in handy. But this is actually a new feature. I haven't even used it yet. So I always just use this one. So I'm just going to create one here. So what we have to do is go on over to Facebook, and they provide you a nice handy link right here. So just click that. And it looks like I got to log in here. All right, and on the left-hand side, you'll see conversion tracking. Just click on that. And then click on Create Pixel. I always name my pixels Teespring, and then space dash, and then I just type in something to do with the name, like drop gear 1. And I always put a number just in case I decide to do a second drop gear shirt or relaunch it again. I'll put a 2 there or something like that. So click this and go to checkouts, and then click Create Pixel. Now the actual little code that you need, it's this number right here, the 60139. This is what you need. So you need to click in here, and you'll see it selects everything. So right click and copy. And you'll have to open up a notepad and right click and paste, or anywhere, I guess. And then you want to select that code there and right click and copy. Head back on over to Teespring, right click and paste, and enter it in there. Now I've actually created a handy little tool in T-Inspector that will do this for you, because it's a pain in the butt when you're doing like tons and tons of campaigns. So check this out. All you have to do is in T-Inspector, so first go here, get your code, right click and copy, and in T-Inspector click on FP Pixel, right click and paste, and then the code's right here. So just copy that with a little copy button. Makes it faster than putting it into another file or somewhere else. Anyhow, then just paste it in there, click update, and we have set the conversion pixel for this tracking. Then of course we'll use that conversion pixel within our ads when we go to list that shirt as a Facebook campaign within the Facebook Ads Manager.